One of the challenges with those big ideas in computational thinking practices is how to accurately and effectively assess what the students have learned within this course. So the AP, so College Board, has come up with a special kind of assessment that is unique to this AP CSP course. And they have two what are called performance tasks that make up a large portion of what the students do in this course. They are through course assessments where there are tasks that are done during the time that the students spend in class, and they demonstrate the students' ability or the students' effectiveness of learning and understanding those computational thinking practices and big ideas. So the two different tasks are called the Explore task and the Create task. The Explore task is a specific task where students will explore the impact of computing innovations on society and on them. It's going to require 8 hours of class time dedicated to working on this Explore task. And that's not time instructing about the Explore task, but that's time for students to actually work on the Explore task. So all the instruction about how to prepare and do the Explore task and what tools and skills they're going to need leads up to the 8 hours of time that they spend. It ends up being 16% of the AP CSP assessment score at the end of the course. The Create task is a performance task that has the students spend time creating something and expressing creativity through the use of computer science. So it's really a task where they create an application from ideas that they've learned in the course. This class includes 12 hours, or this task requires 12 hours of class time to be dedicated to the Create task. And that's in class time that needs to be used by students to work on their Create task application and the responses for it. They will develop an application of their own choosing to solve a problem of their own choosing in a platform of their own choosing. So it's very important that there be many opportunities within the curriculum for students to practice creating things, to explore different tools they can use to create programs and projects, and then choose one to employ as they go through the Create task. 24% of the AP CSP score is drawn from the assessment of the Create task. Now, each of the Explore and Create task involves the students creating some sort of artifact. In this case of the Explore task, it's some sort of computational artifact that will describe whatever computing innovation they have chosen to focus on. And it's not specific about what the computational artifact should be. It could be anything from a video file to an audio file to an image file to a PDF document. And then they're going to answer a series of prompts given to them with a written response of a certain length, of a certain maximum length, between 100 and 200 words depending on the prompt. In the Explore task, they're going to have to describe what the innovation is that they are considering. They're going to have to back that up also with references, current references, at least 2 references that have been published within the last school year. They're also going to then describe the process they used for developing the computational artifact that they have chosen to develop for the Explore task. And then answer questions concerning what are both harmful and beneficial effects that this computing innovation can have on society, and what is concerns that would be surrounding this computational innovation concerning the use of data of this computational innovation. So it can be, how does this computing innovation create, transform, or consume data, and what are any kind of privacy concerns or security concerns that might be associated with the data that is involved with this computing innovation. For the Create task, the main artifact that they need to provide is a video of their code, of their application running. So they will have to create an application and then take a video of it running and them interacting with it or watching it run, whatever form it might take. And then they have to provide some responses that explain certain things about the code and the program that they've created. They need to highlight two distinct things within their code. They need to choose an algorithm that they've created within the code that is there to process information or make their program run, something that they personally have created, and something that uses mathematical computation or logical structures in order to contribute to the running of their application or program. It's possible and acceptable for students to work in a collaborative team on the create task. However, the parts that they choose of the program to highlight and explain have to be parts that they have worked independently on. Another part of the program that they have to identify is an abstraction that they've designed into their program, specifically to handle the complexity of the program. So something that they've put in there that would be an abstraction, narrowly defined in this circumstance as a procedural abstraction, that they can point to and explain this is what they have included in the program to handle that detail. Both of those tasks have to be completed in class time, and there's a limited amount of direction that can be given by the teacher. The teacher can basically do all they can to prepare the students to complete the Explore and Create task, but they are not allowed to give direct individual assistance to students with the content of the Explore and Create task. They can't direct what choice that they will have for pursuing the Explore and Create task or the tool that they use. And they can't give any evaluation on their artifacts or their Explore and Create task products before the submission to AP, because these need to be evidences of the student work. As a volunteer in the classroom, you'll have a little bit more ability to provide assistance. The classroom teacher is not to provide direct assistance to the students, but the students are encouraged and able to reach out to other references and resources that they might use and other experts to gain knowledge and skills that they might need. So as external resources working in the classroom, you'll have the ability to provide some more assistance, not in helping students specifically do parts of their tasks, but guiding them to find appropriate information or to find appropriate references to help learn how to use the tools or gain the knowledge that they're going to need to complete these Explore and Create tasks. There is another portion of assessment for the APCS principals, and it is a multiple choice traditional 2-hour AP test that counts for 60% of their score. But at 40%, these two tasks make up a significant portion of the APCS principals score. There's guides provided by the AP to explain in detail what is required of the classroom teacher to do, what is acceptable for the classroom teacher to do, and things that the classroom teacher is not supposed to do while these students are working through these performance tasks. There's also instructions for what the students can and can't do within the performance tasks. And more of those things will be talked about in the next segment.